Thank you, Shale. And thanks to Bank Street for hosting us this evening. It's really an institution that, as Shale said, directly serves both adults and children every day. And this auditorium is just as likely to be filled with third and fourth graders as it is with graduate students. And so I think that makes this really the perfect place for us to be having this conversation this evening. To really have a meaningful conversation about what we can all do to ensure that all kids have great teachers. I am, as Shale said, Charissa Ferna. I'm the Executive Director of Teach for America New York, and it's really a privilege to be in a room filled with people who are passionate about this issue of ensuring that we have better teachers faster. And I'm not only excited about this topic, but also who's in the room. Teach for America and Bank Street have partnered to assemble a group of practitioners with a really diverse set of experiences. We have teachers, principals, graduate students, professors, researchers, and policymakers, both on the panel and in the audience. And we're going to dig into this question that doesn't get enough attention, that Elizabeth has really brought to the forefront of what does it take to create excellent teachers. So I'm personally grateful for the opportunity to set aside the conversations that we seem to spend too much time on of how do we get rid of a handful of teachers and focus instead on how to prepare and support all teachers, regardless of how they enter the profession or where they are in their career. The vast majority of our teachers across the nation and certainly in this city are working tirelessly, and we're still not getting the results that we all want and need for students. And our teachers are giving so much of themselves that I think they really deserve better. And so we are joined this evening by a distinguished and thoughtful panel and an informed and inquisitive audience, I'm sure. So I look forward to a rich discussion that actually changes the way we operate, not in a decade or in a year, but tomorrow when we all go back to schools. There are bios of all of the speakers in the program, so I won't spend a lot of time, but just to briefly introduce the panel that will be here. One thing you'll notice is that most of them wear multiple hats, and so I hope that in our discussion we'll capture all of the angles of the perspectives that they each bring. We'll start by hearing from Elizabeth Green, who is the co-founder, CEO, and editor-in-chief of Chalkbeat, that source that we all check first thing in the morning. And Elizabeth has recently authored a New York Times bestseller, Building a Better Teacher, and serves on the board of the Education Writers Association. And then we'll have our moderator, Joe McDonald, will frame and facilitate a discussion. Joe is a professor of teaching and learning at NYU's Steinhardt School, where he chairs the Cross-School Teacher Education Faculty Committee, again, bringing together multiple perspectives. And on our panel, we have Rousseau Mies, a sixth grade history teacher at Achievement First, Bushwick. Rousseau has a master's degree from Relay Graduate School of Education. Megan Dunn, who is the founding principal of Riverdale Avenue Community School, PS 446 in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Megan is an alum of both Teach for America and Bank Street. So as Shale said, this is not the first time we've partnered. And Phil Weinberg is the Deputy Chancellor for Teaching and Learning at the New York City Department of Education. He is, am I doing that? A lifelong educator. Most recently, prior to his current role, spending 13 years as principal at the High School of Telecommunication and Arts and Technology in Brooklyn. And finally, Valentine Burr is an advisor and instructor in the special education programs at Bank Street. Prior to joining Bank Street, Valentine taught a high school inclusion program here in New York. And so without further ado, I will turn it over to Elizabeth to get us started. Please enjoy.